Hello everyone, my name is Zachary as always, and today I'm talking about Better Call Saul, and more specifically, the flashback that we saw to Breaking Bad. We remember it. In season 2 of Breaking Bad, we got introduced to Saul Goodman, a kind of like a weird lawyer. And then obviously he got a spin-off. We all know Saul, he's one of our favorites. And I just wanted to talk about the flashback specifically, including him, because I think it's such a good sequence of events. And I want to talk about. So in season 6, there is a lot of flashbacks. That's the season, anyhow. So we start off from Saul Goodman's perspective. He's in the van, right? He's the Winnebago. He's going back and forth. You can feel things. You see things clanging around. You feel like you're there. You really start to get into the sequence. But then, next thing you know, Saul is brought outside, and he mentions something pretty interesting. He mentions, please not the desert. He doesn't want to go to the desert because he thinks it's one of the people, because he doesn't know Lalo is dead. So for all he knows, that could be Lalo taking him out to the desert, and he doesn't have any good experiences in the desert. Like we all remember Better Call Saul. To get Lalo's money, he had to go into the desert, and with Mike, they were stranded and they had to walk back. But yeah. Anyhow, so he eventually gets out, right? We've seen this sequence before. It's just from different perspectives. It's the opposite here. So instead of it being here, it would have been down from the grave looking up. Or this wouldn't have really been here. There's a lot. It shows the sequence of events in different perspectives, which I think is nice. So it gives it makes the sequence a little bit more fresh than it would have been if they just used the same scenes, this reshot. So then he explains that he hopes it isn't Lalo. He says something about Lalo, and then they have no idea what he's talking about, because they're like, who? Because by this point, Lalo had been dead for a while, and they're both new, so they have no idea who Lalo is, and he also thinks that it's the cartel. So there's another reason he thinks, well, these guys, and you see these masks that they're wearing. That's their masks that they got in, I believe it was the first season. I don't know. I think it was the first season though. But anyways, so then they're not, and then he obviously convinces them to keep him alive, and he eventually puts the pieces together that, well, this is they're making the crystal stuff, So so eventually he cracks the case, and we have the classic back and forth between Walter White and Jesse that we obviously have to have. And people who originally watched Breaking Bad while it was coming out remember that. And I mean, obviously I was only 3 when Breaking Bad even started, so still, this is really cool to see. Even just watching either show now, it's still really cool just to see. They still have it, even all these years later, now that Breaking Bad is over. The actors can still bounce off of each other and do really good performances for those characters. Still really amazing. So then, obviously, we still have the quips, and Better Call, and Saul Goodman has his, pop culture references, Jesse, and then there's references to other Breaking Bad episodes in here that, Walter, like the keys and the gas, references how they were stranded out with the Winnebago, and that's pretty nice. So again, it's just a really good sequence, and I love that they redid it because it's such an iconic sequence for Saul Goodman and stuff. And I don't know, I love the sequence, and I don't know if they did or not, but allegedly they did use CGI a little bit to de-age their faces a little bit. We still get the same scene, but we're just seeing an extended version of it in here just to have a flashback. And there's tons of flashbacks in season 6. I might end up talking about all of them depending on how this one does. But yeah, I just think this is a really cool scene, and I love Better Call Saul. It's in my top 3 most favorite shows. And yes, I do think it's better than Breaking Bad. Anyways, guys, if you all enjoyed this video or any of my other content, please consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.